Look, if you hate being alone, you always feel lonely and always try to find happiness outside of yourself, it is probably because you have a bad relationship with yourself. You can't have any good relationship with others without having a good one with yourself first. This framework that I share with you today is a coherent system that will help you to identify what's actually important in your life and how to organize it in line with it. So if you lack clarity or direction and are not sure if you're aiming at the right things in your life, this is for you. Rather than focusing on these lofty ambitions, we will focus on the quality of your relationship with yourself. Because look, man, you live with yourself always. You're always a company to yourself, even if you're used to it. And if you don't like that essence, if you don't like just doing your own thing alone, there is something that is not working correctly there. And it is probably due to various factors, but mainly to the fact that you're not taking care of the right things that ensure a good relationship with yourself. And so then you could even enjoy your own company rather than seek it from others. So this is a framework that I heard C.S. Joseph talk about, which is a YouTuber that speaks about MBTI and analytical Jungian psychology, which if you are interested in, I recommend you to check, definitely. And he was sharing this framework, and it just struck to me how actually important and much more of a priority this should be over the standard self-improvement goals that can become just stupid egotistical ambitions, and that disregards the more essential parts, the more essential needs, because that's what we will see in this framework. It has a lot of focus on taking care of needs first rather than bigger goals, bigger achievements that maybe give you a special thrill, a sense of greatness, but that if you look more carefully, they are not actually benefiting your life in any meaningful way at all, in any long-lasting or effective way at all. So let's go over the first one. Taking responsibility for meeting your own needs. So as we just spoke about, it's about needs first. And those needs only you can take care of. You can't expect others to take care of. You can rely on others to fulfill that. It will just make you disempowered and will make you hate yourself. So it's the basis, take care of that through responsibility, through owning them, through owning the fact that you are the one which has to fulfill them. And that gives you power, that empowers you, because you don't have to wait for anyone else. You don't have to depend on anyone else to do that. You are able to do that. So let's define first what is a need and what is the difference from those needs to goals. Because this is not an easy term to define, because need, I mean, it could be seen as really an essential thing, but the most essential thing is biological needs. So eating, shelter, just the most basic stuff, which has not a lot to do with the self in the more psychological way or spiritual ways, but just the bare physical survival needs. The problem is that we confuse the needs with goals. We confuse something that we want with a need. So needs are distinguished from wants. In the case of a need, a deficiency causes a clear adverse outcome, a dysfunction or death. In other words, a need is something required for a safe, stable, and healthy life, while a want is a desire, a wish, or an aspiration. So see, the key distinction here is that if you're not meeting a certain need, you will have clear adverse outcomes, such as dysfunctions or death. if you don't fulfill a goal, you will not have that at all. You'll just be sad because you didn't achieve a desire. But in the case of a need, it's something that, if not fulfilled, will really damage your health, will really damage your life. It will make you dysfunctional. It will make you just worse off. And even if you achieve all kinds of goals that you think are needs, you will still feel unfulfilled and empty because you're not fulfilling the needs, which are at the core. So based on this definition, try to see what you are missing that is making you dysfunctional. Try to see in your life what is something that maybe is not at the surface, maybe is not, some goals that you think you have to achieve in order to be fulfilled. But look at actually what is making you dysfunctional. What are you doing that is making you dysfunctional, or what are you not doing? What are you not taking care of that is making you dysfunctional? What's the essential part that is missing, that you're not fulfilling? And for that, you need to contemplate a little bit, maybe journal about it, or just really go deep into the question and try to see actually what is causing the most pain in your life, and if that pain is due to the fact that you're not achieving a certain need. Because most probably on the surface, it could be that you have something like that, you have a pain because you're not fulfilling something. And you have maybe a pain that you're not fulfilling a certain ideal you have, a certain goal that you have. And you think that by fulfilling that ideal, that goal, then you will be okay. But actually, if you look carefully, in most cases, under that goal, behind that goal, is a need. So let's say you want to achieve a great physique, become aesthetically in a certain way, and you think, if I do that, I'll be fulfilled. Okay, but what's behind that? Why do you want that? And you could see that maybe it's because you feel unlovable and you lack connection. You lack genuine connections with others. So that need will be actually the connection with other people, or the wanting to feel approved or loved. See, that's just an example, but if you approach it like that, you can go more at the base, at the cause, and really identify the need itself. Then you can even go deeper. You can take those questions and say, okay, but why do I want to feel loved? Why do I want to feel accepted in that way? Why do I need that? And maybe other things could pop up. And based on that, you can keep contemplating on that and making clarity on that specific thing. And maybe find that actually the real need is even deeper than that. And by doing this process, you can identify what actually are your needs. And through that identification of those needs, have the direction in which you can go. You have actually the core issue that you can work on fulfilling. So this is a standard and well-known example of a hierarchy of needs by Maslow. Probably already seen that, but it's just a useful tool to have to identify the type of needs and see which are most and less fundamental, and where you could actually be lacking something, and how the rest of the system can work to help you fulfill those needs in relationship to their order. More of that in the next pillars. But see, we have the standard physiological needs of basic survival, the safety needs, the love and belonging needs, so community, sense of connection, intimacy, in which I would even put self-intimacy in, not only intimacy with others, esteem, status, strength, etc., and self-actualization, which is actualization of one potential, wanting to enact and express one's own potential. But see, there is always the risk of aiming at higher so-called needs in this hierarchy and disregarding lower ones. which are the most fundamental actually. Because imagine having high esteem and belonging, but you have no water, no food. So the key here is to try to fulfill them from the bottom up. And for this is a good indication. This is a good hierarchy that you can use as a reference. So maybe try to identify in which of these categories you think you are lacking, you feel your needs belong to, and work by that. So just some example from my personal life that can be useful for you to understand a little bit how to define those needs. I just broadly define them as, first of all, financially independent through remote meaningful work. So that takes care of the safety component, the basis component of being independent financially, of taking care of yourself by yourself. And remote meaningful work. Meaningful is more maybe self-actualization and respect area. And because I want to work on something that I find deeply meaningful and worthwhile, rather than some meaningless job that leaves you drained and unfulfilled. And remote just because it's how I find myself best in. I mean, I work much betterly by myself, flexibly, than by going to an office. So then uplifting brotherhood of men, community, and also a little bit of on the self-respect area, because it helps you just to keep you accountable and grow stronger and just have some healthy social contact that sharpens you. And then we have taking care of body, mind health, staying fit and strong. So this is just physiological, but also on the psychological side. And then we have taking care of body, mind health, staying fit and strong. This is just very essential, very at the base. Taking care of the physiology is all, and staying fit and strong is just a little bit more even on the self-esteem part and self-actualization part. But this is really at the base. If you don't take care of that need, the health of your body and your mind, all your life was. The second pillar is personal standards, expectations from yourself. This is a pillar that will help you to keep fulfilling those needs. These are barriers you put on yourself that you hold yourself accountable to. Their purpose is to help you fulfill your need and then maintain them. So for example, for myself, I've decided to keep non-negotiable uplifting daily habits, so stuff I do every day. And this is in line with the needs I have identified, which is achieving a daily highlight. It's just something that I define as the most important thing to be done of the day. And if I did that on the day, I'm okay. In the sense, it's the priority to be achieved in the day. Meditation, just, health, mind, and clarity of mind. And overall, it's just one of the most effective things you can do on a daily basis. And working out, jiu-jitsu, which is part of the staying fit side and growing stronger, and also helps mental health quite a lot. So I have the non-negotiable uplifting daily habits and self-honesty and iron words. So not lying to myself, not tolerating lying to myself, things that the mind will always try to do, of course, but this is a standard which you keep yourself to. You are accountable to that. So if you fuck up, that's okay, but you are accountable to that. And iron words, which mean just that what I say, I do. So if I know I'm not gonna do something, I'm not gonna say it at all. And if I say something, that means I've mastered up the decision and the commitment to do it, and I will do it. That is just a rule for myself. So see, those are standards, personal standards that you keep internally. And those are standards because, that's really the baseline that keeps up the needs. So try to see what they could be for you once you have decided and defined what are your needs. So try to see what are some standards, some standard rules that you can expect yourself to follow, that you know are directly useful to benefit your life and achieve your needs. Next up, we have personal boundaries, expectation from others. So this is basically like standards, but on others. So this is certain kind of rules that you keep others accountable to. So that those are limits that you expect others to respect. And of course, they are there to prevent others from infringing upon your needs or capability to meet them. And you should be able to defend and enforce them when necessary. Of course, that's the nature of a boundary. It is a limit that you are willing to defend and to protect. And its aim is to prevent others from damaging your needs or even just your capability, as we said, to meet those needs. Which means if there is a person that you see as a directly negative impact on your life and it is making you maybe skip the gym or take a bad path, whatever it is, it depends on your life and your needs. If you see that, you need a boundary to keep that person away, keep it from entering your life or staying in your life if it has crossed the boundary. But if you don't have any of such boundaries, you will start to run into problems. You will start to find yourself unable to take care of yourself, take care of your needs. So just some examples. Not toxic people that bring me down and makes me weaker allowed in my life. No nonsense or blurry promises from people. So just not tolerating that anymore. See, you have to take care of that part too, because I mean, the external world is a reality in that sense. You will have to interact with other people, situations. If you just don't have any boundaries, any limits, people will just do whatever they want or without taking care of your own needs, you know. You can't expect that others will do such thing. So it is your responsibility to have those boundaries for yourself. And if they get crossed, you know, being able to manage that. Then we have the last pillar, which is knowing your goals. And in that sense, I don't mean the goals, the ones, as we said in the beginning, but I mean goals that directly help you to progress towards fulfilling your needs. So these are goals that are relevant to the needs you have identified and are helping you to achieving those needs, fulfilling those needs, or even just making progress in that direction. So this is great for the clarity and direction component because it lets you organize your life based on that. And you know that by doing that, you are actually improving your relationship with yourself, because by fulfilling your needs, you feel that you are enough onto yourself. You are holy. So we have the SMART goal approach, which is well known, but I found it great to define your goals in that area, which is making them specific, just not blurry, but really you know what you're aiming at. Measurable, you know the metrics, so you know how it will measure up, what you're recording and basing your progress on. Attainable, you know, challenging but still doable. Relevant, which aligns with your objectives and the overall needs in this case, so relevant to your needs. And timely, so it has a deadline or a timeline that you can be accountable to, that you know I will do it before this date or in such and such time, so that in your mind it becomes clear and concrete how much time it will take and how you will go about it in a timely way, or you will organize your time to achieve it. So this is always a useful framework to setting goals. And some examples, I'm not following all these goals, but this is some of the goals I've defined for myself based on my needs. But I recommend you to just define one goal based on your most important current needs. So 4 months bulking to 70 kilos, 1K a month online at a content creation business in less than 6 months, and landed a dev position and moved before 3 months. So this is just an example, and even if you don't achieve those goals in that specific time, it's okay, but it's just to have a clear direction, and you know that that direction is helping you to fulfill your needs. That's the most important thing, because if you have a direction and you know, I want that, I want to go on that, and you go and you go and you go and you go, but it is not actually a thing that is benefiting your life truly, that is fulfilling your deepest strength and soul and what is actually important for you. You will just have a sense of direction, but you will not actually go where you need to go. So this is why I wanted to share with you this framework, because it's based on the needs, and this is much more important than the standard approach of goals, of wants. So once your fundamental needs are met, you can further go into goal, wants, and aspirations, but these are extras. You'd like to achieve them and see manifested in your life or in the world, but it's not at the essence. I call them extra because they are not perceived as essential to your well-being, while needs are. And as we said, it's crucial to dig on to what actually is an essential need for you and what is not, because you can perceive something as essential to your well-being when in fact is actually just a desire you have that is not essential to your well-being. So with that framework, you can really focus on the essential ones and go from there. Okay, so now you have them. You see the 4 pillars we said are taking responsibility for meeting your own needs, personal standards, expectation from self, personal boundaries, expectation from others, and knowing your goals. All these 4 pillars works in relationship with each other, are all in cohesion with each other. They help to keep the whole system going and help you to organize your life in a way that supports your relationship with yourself, so that you can feel complete on your own, able to live life in a content way by your own. And then when you have that, which is not a small feat, you are a human that can enjoy a relationship with others and help others fulfill their needs. But see, you have to put this first. You must put this first to be able to have intimate relationship with others that are of value, that are great. Only when you don't depend on them, you can have a true relationship. So I hope that you enjoyed the video and found it useful, that you will be able to apply this framework in your life, that will develop a great relationship with yourself and then with others. And if you want to dig deeper into this topic, I have all the life principle you will ever need map, in which I've put the content upon which the presentation was based. So you can find that there, and plenty of other interesting topics and gems that I've discovered in the years on spirituality, business, relationships, and productivity and ADHD management. All kind of good stuff there. It's free to download now. And yeah, see you in the next one. Have a good day.